A warm welcome to all students for Bachelors of Commerce. So this is a demo session which I have taken with a student of mine for financial accounting. I hope you find it useful. Let's get started. Thank you. I'm getting into the first slide here. Can you see the slides?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So basic concepts of
Yes, sir,
accounting.
I can.
So the balance sheet and the profit and loss account. Okay. So you know these terms obviously because you've done your 11th and 12th. So these are the two most important financial statements which a company files at the end of the year, right? So do you have a
Yes, sir.
clue on what is the difference between a balance sheet and a profit and loss account? So that you've heard about the terms balance sheet and profit and loss account and all that, right? So what is the difference between this and this? Between this,
Sir, I have.
yeah, and this. What is the difference between these two? Just in your own words, if you, and please feel free, wherever you think you don't know, I'll just explain. There's nothing at all. Can you just some hinters at what is the difference between this and this?
So basically, which I know about profit and loss account, basically it records the purest form of income,
Okay.
which is like net profit is the purest form of income, and like net
Okay.
loss. It means profit and loss accounts end result is whether net loss or net
Very good.
profit.
Very good.
And balance sheet is basically a statement which records assets and liabilities of a company over
Absolutely.
a accounting period.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good, Siddharth. So you're bang on. You're spot on. So basically, the profit and loss account, basically what it tries to do is it tries to record all the income which you receive in a year, which is the revenue, right? So whatever
Yes, sir.
business you might be into, so suppose you're in the business of selling cars, then the number of cars you sell multiplied by whatever price you're getting for that will give you the revenue for the year, right? What you call as this revenue or the turnover, right? And then you'll have to
Yes,
deduct
sir.
whatever expenses you make. Sorry for
Yes,
the
sir.
crap writing. Extremely sorry. You're a young boy. Your writing must be good. I have a very bad writing. Yeah.
No,
So
sir, it is fine.
yeah, revenue minus expenses is basically profits. I'm writing in very simplistic terms. This is not, I mean, there's a whole profit and loss statement, but generally this is the
Yes,
whole
sir.
idea, right? You try
Yes, sir.
to find out how much of income have you made, what are the expenses, and that gives you the profits for the year. Okay.
Profits.
And
Yes,
then
sir.
here, the balance sheet, what you have is like you mentioned, it's a statement which has all the assets and the liabilities,
Yes, sir.
okay, which are there. So which means the balance sheet basically has what you already have with you for running your
Yes.
business, whether you have a building, you have a factory, you have a plant, which is for making whatever you make, or the inventory. So suppose you're into the business of, let's say, just for example, it's a very simple business of buying and selling clothes, let's say, uh, then your assets will be the inventory which you have of clothes, right? Which you bought.
Yes, sir.
So this is basically what you already have. And the liabilities will be the loans which you have, right? Loans, borrowings, whatever money you've taken from outside or your own capital, which is there,
Yes, sir. Yes,
correct?
sir.
And this, like we mentioned, is to find out presently what we are spending, how much of income have we made, what are the expenses we have made, fine? So this is the
Yes,
distinction.
sir.
Now, can you help me with Siddharth? What is an asset? Any basic whatever idea you have about an asset, can you just help me with that? What do you think? Suppose someone asks you what do you mean by an asset? We keep on discussing about assets all the time. What is an asset?
So I would like term asset like anything which is tangible or intangible
Sure. Okay. Okay.
can be your asset.
That's
Means it
excellent.
should have, yeah, it should have a value
Very
so
good.
that you can start your business, and yeah, that's
So
all.
you're saying it should be tangible, it should have a value. You're very correct. Yeah, it should have value. And by value, what you mean is there should be some economic value, right? It should be able to do something
Yes,
for you, basically. Correct.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Superb. So assets, basically, if you think about it, it is something which should give you future economic benefits. I just break this term down. Don't worry, I'll just discuss. Future, can you read this or this is completely, am I writing? Does it seem like some other language?
No, no, sir. It is legible.
Okay, that's great. future economic benefits are expected. Are expected. Okay. Something is an asset, you are expecting some future benefit out of it. For example, suppose you have a building.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So what is the economic benefit which you get out of a building? That you can use the building over the next 10 years, 20 years, till the
Yes.
time the building lasts, right? That is the economic benefit which a building will give you. Okay.
Yes.
Then suppose you have a factory. What is the economic benefit of a factory? The economic benefit of a factory will be you'll use it to produce something, right? You have plant, you have machinery, you'll use it for making your products so that you're able to sell the products. Correct? So that is why those are
Yes, sir.
that is why those are assets. And you spend money to buy assets, right? You spend money to buy the assets.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there's some expenditure
Yes, sir.
which will be there always. Okay. Now, how do you differentiate between something which is an expense and something which is an asset? It might seem like a very silly question, what I'm asking, but just think about it.
No.
Yeah. One is you're spending here money. Here also you're spending money, right?
Yes, sir.
In both the cases,
So as when we
please
so
go
when
ahead.
we term anything as a yes, when we term anything as an asset, we always mean that it is for long term.
Very
It is for
good.
a long run.
Very
Yeah,
good.
but when we are terming it as an expense, I think it is for short term.
Excellent. That's a very, very, very good point, Siddharth. And you're spot on with your answer, right? It is exactly that. So basically, what happens is when you term something as an expense, what do we have as a definition for asset here? We discussed it has to give you future economic benefits, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
an
Yes, sir.
expense, the benefit is right now. Suppose tomorrow I go out in the market, okay, and all of a sudden I'm just crossing by when I smell some delicious food, okay, some fast food which I want to have, and I spend some money. So will that give me future economic benefits?
No, not at all, sir.
It's just instant gratification, right? You're just getting the pleasure of getting the taste and you're happy about it. But it's an expenditure, it's not an asset. It will not help you in the long term to get some economic benefit out of that. Correct?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, sir.
great. That's fantastic. Okay. So we are clear on, so this difference between asset and expense is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you have liabilities, and liabilities are very easy to make out, right? Because they're loans, basically money which you've taken from others.
Yes, sir.
Correct. And can there be any other kind of liabilities?
Yes, sir. No, current liabilities, non-current liabilities.
Very good. Very good. One is current liability, one is non-current liability. So it depends upon short term, long term, all of that, which we'll come to later. But a point which I'm
Yes.
trying to make is, let's say I have a company, okay, which is into software development and all that, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And the company, it is into software development. What it also does is it gives the software to companies. Let's say I am Infosys, for example. You've heard about Infosys, right?
Yes, sir. I've heard about Infosys.
Okay, that's great. So Infosys gives what they call as software solutions to a lot of banks. Okay, HDFC Bank, ICICI,
Yes.
all of the banks, the software which they use for making their entries, let's say is given by Infosys. Just giving you an example. Okay. Now
Yes, sir.
Infosys has given a software to the bank, but Infosys also what it does is it also has to look after the maintenance. One is giving the product to the bank, but over a period of time, it also has to look after the maintenance of the software, and so that the banks are able to use it smoothly, the software which Infosys has given to them. Okay. If it sounds complicated, tell me. Okay. What I'm trying to tell
No,
you.
no, sir, it does not.
Yeah, many a times what you do is called as bundling. What is bundling is basically you're giving a product, but you're also giving some service along with the product. Fine. So Infosys is giving the product, the software, plus it is also giving service. Okay. And the bank
Yes,
has
sir.
paid it, let's say 100 crores for that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The
Yes,
bank
sir.
has already paid 100 crores to Infosys for this. Now, a part of this 100 crores is because of the product, a part is because of the service, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bundle deal. but you've already got the money with you. You've already got the money. As Infosys, you've already got the money. Now this 100 crores, think about it. Will it be a revenue? Will the entire thing be a revenue?
Sir, it is yet to be like operated,
Very good.
basically.
Excellent.
So it will not be a revenue.
So what
It
will
is
happen
basically
is
a liability.
excellent. Very good. It is what you call as an unearned liability. Unearned
Yes, sir.
liability. Fine. Because you have not earned it till now. Why have you not earned it? Because you have given the product, but the service you still have to deliver. You haven't delivered the service as of now, right? So that is why it is called as unearned liability. So typical liabilities are loans which you take, borrowing which you take, right? Money which you take from others, which has to be returned. But it can also be like this. It can be kind of a liability. Okay, so or it can be some bill which is outstanding, which you haven't made a payment for. So that can also be a liability. Fine.
Liability. Yes.
Great. So there should not be a confusion between revenues and liabilities also. Like in the case of assets, you expect a future economic benefit. In the case of a liability, there's outflow. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of economic resources. In this case, it is ulta, right?
Yes, sir.
So you will have resources which will flow out. In this case, what is the resource, this example which you're given, what is the resource which will flow out? You have to give your services. Excellent. Yes, and so you'll have to employ some person who has to do the maintenance, who has to look after the upkeep of the software. So that is why.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are clear on all of these, fine? Okay, that's great. So let's move on. So clear till now, right, Siddharth, whatever we are discussing?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, very good. And do you know what is this concept of accrual based accounting? You've heard the term accrual?
Yes, sir, I have heard, but I means all of my life I have never cleared these principles.
Don't worry at all. That is why I thought, because you told me that I might be a little weak with the fundamentals, I thought let me take a class which is just about the fundamentals, nothing else. Okay, intentionally. Fine. So, and then I've also checked your syllabus and all yesterday, so I'll discuss about that. But initially, I just want to give you a flavor of what the class might have for you. Okay. Now, accrual. Accrual means, so suppose, think about it this way, that whenever you're making a spending, I've made a spending, okay, I've spent some money. Let's say I've spent 100 crores, okay. So whenever I'm spending money, I need to be able to make out whether it is an asset for me or an expense for me. Okay, and just now we discussed what is the difference between the two. Like you very clearly pointed out, this is something which is more long term. This is something which will give you future economic benefits. And this is instant gratification. You already spend the money, you got whatever you had to get. You're not expecting anything in the future, correct? So now what happens is, if you think about it, so suppose a business has spent 100 crores to buy a building. Okay, it has spent 100 crores to buy a building. Now this building is an asset, correct? Building is an asset. This is not an expense, as we clearly know. So building is an asset. Now, when you show it in the balance sheet, what will you have to show in the balance sheet?
So in the asset side, we'll write building.
Very good. So on the asset side, you'll show it as a building. And in the profit and loss account, what do you show?
Sir, will not show anything in profit and loss unless it is depreciated.
Very good. So in the next year, by the end of next year, you'll show depreciation as an expenditure, right?
Yes.
Depreciation of building. And for now, I'm just assuming this is straight line depreciation. Just for example, let's say the life of the building is 10 years. So we'll put 10 here.
Yes.
Every year, till 10 years, this will keep on depreciating. Okay, it's just an assumption, straight line method. So this, although how much of money did we have to pay when we bought the building, Siddharth?
Oh, sir, 100 crores.
100 crores. So in terms of the money outflow, it is actually 100 crores, right?
Yes, sir.
But we have recognized in the expenditure for the year, we have not put the entire 100 crores.
Yes, sir.
We've just put 10 crores at the end of the year as a depreciation.
Yes, sir.
Correct. What is the significance of this, Siddharth?
So basically, it tells that within time the asset is getting depreciated.
Correct.
So
Correct. Correct.
So
it is easier for you to, so you know that every year, because you're using the asset, it is slowly getting devalued, so that after 10 years, you might have to replace it, like you're saying, right?
Yes,
that's a very important consideration. Now, that is one perspective, one point of view. What else? What is the other significance of this? I have my cash outflow, or my outflow, not cash, but not necessarily cash, but outflow is 100 crores, right, for me?
Yes, sir.
But as expense, I've only considered 10 crores.
Yes, sir.
How does it affect my P&L, the profit and loss account? So in a very simple way, like you very correctly told me right at the beginning, the job of the profit and loss account is to show you what is a net profit, right?
Yes.
And net profit is revenue minus expenditure in a simple way. In a simple way, it's revenue minus expenditure. So this gives you profits. Correct. So this depreciation is a part of this, right? Expenditure.
Expense. Yes, sir.
So we are just considering 10. Correct.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Suppose our revenue for the year was 80 crores, just example. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Expenditure is 10, profit is 70 crores. Great. This might not be the only expenditure. I'm giving a ridiculous example, just trying to cement the concept for you. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Profit 70 crores. But if you think about it, suppose we would have gone with the entire expenditure.
Yes, sir.
The profits would have been minus 20, right?
Yes, sir.
Profits if I would have taken the entire amount.
So then there will be no change. It will be 100.
Yeah. So then it will be losses for the year.
Yes, sir. If we if it is depreciated, then it will be a loss.
Yeah. No, Siddharth. Okay. What I'm trying to tell you is, okay, very good. What you're saying. So what I'm trying to tell you is, normally we do it this way, right? We spend 100 crores to get the building, but in the profit and loss account, we are just showing 10 as depreciation. Yes. Correct? At the end of the year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're following. Okay. So our profits show is 70. Okay. But suppose we think of it in terms of how much of money am I spending? I'm spending 100. The cash which has gone from me when I bought the building, I had to pay someone to get the building, right?
Yes, sir.
So the other person who sold the building to me would have got all the money from me?
Yes, sir.
So if I think of it that way, I should show the expenditure as 100?
Yes, sir. It should be.
It should be. So why is this more correct than this? What is the reason that this is how it is to be done, not this way?
Sir, because depreciation is what I think depreciation is intangible. You can't. Yeah, means it cannot be just recorded in the asset side. It has to be an expenditure. No, it is basically correct. a non-cashable expenditure, which we need to.
Okay, very good. No, I understand, Siddharth. What you're saying, I completely understand. Okay, the point which I'm trying to raise is, logically speaking, I have paid 100 crores. At the beginning of the year, I have spent 100 crores to get the building.
Yes, sir.
And so if I think about it, actually 100 crores is the outflow for me. That is what has gone from me, from my pocket, right? And for the entire year, the revenue which I've got is only 80.
Yes.
So 80 minus 100, why don't I think it is a loss for me? Siddharth, okay, I'm just trying to reframe what I'm trying to tell you. So if you think, forget about accounting for now, okay? Forget about accounting. Just think normally. I've spent 100 crores at the beginning of the year,
Yes.
okay?
Sir.
And but I've made revenue of only 80. So generally speaking, if I think about it, I've made a loss of 20.
Yes, sir.
Why that way of thinking is not correct? I'm trying to ask you, why is that way of thinking not correct?
सर बिकॉज बिकॉज सर एंड क्योंकि आपका प्रॉफिट तो कम हो जाएगा ना बाद में व्हेन यू लाइक व्हेन it the P&L would be made, so once your expenditure is more than your revenue, it will basically a loss.
तो ये नुकसान दिखाएगा फिर, लाइक यू सेइंग, ठीक है? तो पर लॉजिकली अगर बात करते हैं तो क्यों ये सही नहीं है कि 100 करोड़ गया है साल के स्टार्ट में, और आपने what you have earned is about 80 crores, right? तो आपको जो तो आप अगर सोचते हैं मन में तो actually 20 crores का नुकसान हुआ है if you think about it. I know I'm suggesting something ridiculous, I understand. I'm trying to understand why is that logic flawed? Why is that wrong?
सर क्योंकि अगर हम ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, if you don't do it like that, तो sir, when the time comes when we need to sell off this asset, so it would be difficult to assess the value to sell off. So that is what I think.
Okay, no problems, Siddharth. No, I'm just intentionally asking you. I'm just trying to put you on the spot because this is the way accounting is done, right? This first way. This is the way accounting is done. We all know, right? This is the way it is done, right? But I'm just trying to understand why is this not correct. So you think about it. Whenever you start a business, okay, whenever you start a business, initially there will be a lot of spending which one has to do, right? You have to buy assets like a building, a car, whatever is required to run your business. You'll have to buy all that, right? So you'll have to make huge expenditures right at the beginning. Spendings, not expenditures, but spending at the beginning. So anytime you start a business, otherwise for the first 1 year, you'll show losses, right? If we go this way, it will always be a loss because the expenditure will be huge. Correct?
Yes, sir, it will be.
Yeah. So what happens is, and we know that this building which we have bought for 100 crores, that is going to be, I'm going to use it for the next 10, 15 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now, in accounts, there's a principle which is called as matching. Matching principle. Okay. What is this? What is this matching principle is? So if I'm earning revenue, whatever expenditure I'm incurring to get the revenue is what is to be considered. So matching, why is it matching? Matching means, I'm just using this part. The meaning of matching principle is that when you're earning revenue, let's say we are into the business of selling cars through a dealership. Okay, there's a car showroom or something. So the revenue, which suppose we made a revenue of 80 crores, okay? And to get this revenue, whatever spending we have done for the year is what is to be considered. In the sense, the building, we have spent on the building 100 crores, but that building we are going to use for, let's say, 10 years. Okay?
Yes.
Because we are going to keep on using it. So for this year, I will only charge that part of it because this usage this is for 10 years. Yeah, we're going to use it for 10 years, this building. So for this year, I'm only going to consider 1/10 of the entire amount as a charge, right? It is only this part which will be considered as an expenditure. Otherwise, anytime I spend money, so the first year, every time will be a loss for the business because you're trying to acquire all the assets.
Yes, sir.
So that is what is, why I'm asking you all these questions, that is what is accrual based accounting.
Okay.
Because accrual means, although you don't go on the basis of cash. The second suggestion which I was making to you, this entire thing is what is called as a cash based accounting. So if I only check that oh, 100 crores has gone out, so I should account for 100 crores.
Yes, sir.
This is
Okay,
cash-based
sir.
accounting, but this is accrual-based accounting. Accrual-based accounting is you have to follow, there are certain conventions. You would have heard about something like an entity concept. Have you heard about that? Or
Sir, I'm not clear. I've just heard, I'm not clear with them.
Don't worry. I'm just saying. So there are certain conventions, certain rules which are there for double entry bookkeeping and all that. So one of them is this accrual-based
Yes.
accounting. And in
Yes.
accrual-based accounting, you always have to follow one of the principles to be followed is matching.
Yes, sir.
And the matching
Okay, sir.
principle is that if I'm spending some money, or if I'm earning some money rather, how much have I spent to earn that much? See, why is this matching principle is because I'm giving you the example of a car dealership, right? A car dealership,
Yes,
which is, you have seen all those showrooms, right? Car showrooms.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Suppose there's a car showroom. What it does is it gets inventory from the company and it sells to the customers. And when it sells, it makes profits from there. So it gets the revenue by selling cars. Okay. And it is also using that building for keeping the cars maybe in the dealership, right?
Yes.
And it is only using,
Yes,
if the building has a life of 10 years, it is only using 1/10 of that this year, right? The building will be there for 10 years, let's say, just for example. This year, it is only using 1/10 of its entire life. So we should also only consider 1/10 of its value as an expense for this year.
Yes,
only
sir.
this part. And this is what do you call
It
this?
should be
Depreciation, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the reason we do not follow a cash-based accounting, because the cash-based accounting is logically speaking flawed. I've made a huge investment of 100 crores, which I'm going to get the benefit for the next 10 years. How can I consider that as an expense for this year only? That is logically wrong. Correct? So that is why accrual-based accounting is what is used and not cash-based. Because cash-based accounting would have been very easy, right? Revenue is 80, cash outflow is 100, so loss is 20. But that is not what is used. It is illogical, cash-based accounting. Okay. You have heard something called as a cash flow statement?
Yes, sir. I have heard of cash flow statement.
Yeah. So the cash flow statement goes on the basis of cash outflows and inflows, not the P&L account.
Okay, sir.
Not the P&L account. Correct? Okay. So clear up till here, Siddharth, whatever we are discussing?
Yes, sir. I am clear with it. Yes, sir. All clear.
What does companies, and this is a bit of an advanced topic, but I just want to give you a bit of an idea about why accounting is important and what does companies try to do. What do companies try to do? You've heard about accounting manipulations and all that, right? What companies, they always try to manipulate their accounts. Okay, a lot of companies. I'm not saying all companies, but there are a lot of companies which tries to do that. What does it try to do you think, by manipulating their accounts?
Sir, I've heard of one term which is like they try to make hidden reserves.
Hidden reserves, okay. Okay.
Yes, and they also try to hide from the taxes. So
excellent.
That they don't,
okay, that is also there. Very good. They'll try to show that we haven't made money because otherwise I'll have to pay taxes, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That is okay. Those are very good examples. Then anything else which comes to mind, forget about accounting for the time being. What might companies try to do you think, by doing manipulations?
Sir, during manipulations, like they can also not record their transactions, and it is also known as black money in a layman's term.
Yeah. So all of that is excellent, what you're saying. So cash deals and all, right? Where you not have a record, where you not have a receipt, when you not have, right? That is also there. That is also there. Cash-based transactions they'll do so that they not have to show it. They will not put the money into the bank. Yeah. Okay. But generally speaking, companies, what they try to do with their accounts is they'll try to show more profits. Okay. I'm talking about the bigger companies. You gave a very good example when you said a lot of companies to show that they so that they not have to pay too much of taxes, they'll show the profits as less. Okay. That is also there.
Yes,
That's
sir.
also there, but that is mostly
Yes,
for
sir.
smaller companies, smaller local
Yes, sir.
companies and all. Those are the people who try to hide profits. But most of the big companies which are listed, which are public companies, what is called as public company, always tries to manipulate their accounts to show their profits as higher than what they are, basically. Right?
Okay,
They'll
sir.
always try to boost up their profits. If my profit is 1,000 crores, I'll try to show it as 1,100 crores. Right? Always
Okay,
trying to
sir.
show that the company is doing better. Okay, so those are the kind
Mm-hmm.
of accounting manipulations which happens. Now, if you think about it, to make my profits higher, okay, and like I mentioned, Siddharth, this might not be something which you'll require in BCom first year, but I'm just trying to give you a perspective on how you need to look at accounting. One is to look at accounting from the point of view of journal, ledger, then trial balance, then final accounts, all of that. That is one way of looking at it, right? But you need to,
Yes,
as
sir.
a whole, overall, you need to understand why is all this important? Why is it so? Every
Okay,
single
sir.
rule of accounting which you learn, every single rule, basically has to do with the fact
Yes, sir.
that companies should not try to manipulate their accounts. And they should
Okay,
do,
sir.
they should record the transactions in a proper way. Is this getting too heavy? Is that okay as of now?
No, no, sir. I am definitely enjoying it
Okay.
because
No,
I've
if you
never,
want to take a break
because
for
I
five
never
minutes.
read. No, no, sir. I'm definitely enjoying it because I never learned accounting this way.
Okay, now I'm saying what do companies try to do? If they try to show more profits, they'll have to either show that the revenues which they get is more than what they have actually got, okay?
Yes, sir.
Or what will they do with the expenses? They'll try to show that it is less.
Hmm.
That is the only way
Yes,
to
sir.
show that your profits are high.
Higher.
Correct. Either
Yes.
you have to boost up your revenue some way, or you'll have to show the expenses are lower than what they actually are.
Yes, sir.
So every manipulation, every kind of tweaking of accounts which they do is so that they're able to show typically higher profits. And there might be examples like you mentioned where a company is trying to show lower profits so that the tax which they have to pay is lower. In that case, this will be ulta. They'll try to show revenue is lower, expenditure is higher.
Very. Yes, sir.
Right? So then this is what they'll try to do. They'll show the profits as lower than what they are, and then the taxes will also be lower for them.
Hmm.
This also happens, but this is more with smaller companies, local companies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever you learn in accounting is so that suppose you become an auditor tomorrow. An auditor is a
Mm-hmm.
person who checks the final accounts of a company, right? The auditor needs
Yes,
to
sir.
know all the rules, all the tricks of the trade, how companies try to manipulate so that they are not able to do this, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what is important. Now, we discussed about how an expense is different from an asset, right?
Mm-hmm.
We discussed this. We said in
Yes,
the
sir.
case of an asset, you're expecting a long-term economic benefit. In the case of an expense,
Yes.
you spend the money now, you've already derived whatever benefit was to be gotten out of that, and that's over and done with. So this is a
Yes.
long-term thing, like you mentioned. And an expenditure is a
Yes.
short-term, it just immediately you spend some money. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, for a company, think about it. Suppose I'm able to show I'm spending some money, let's say, just for example's sake. Okay. And if you don't follow, just let me know, Siddharth. Okay, it's very easy. It should not be
Okay, sir.
difficult. Suppose I'm spending some money. Let's say I spend some 10 crores. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
a company might, is there any benefit for the company to show this 10 crores, whatever it might be for? I'll not tell you as of now what they have spent it for. Is there a benefit for the company to show it as an asset, this 10 crores, rather than an expense? So I've spent 10 crores, okay, for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. And suppose we can build up any reasons of our own, whatever that might be. Is there an incentive for people who are from the company to show this 10 crores spending? There's an outflow of money, right? There's an outflow of money of 10 crores. It's
Yes, sir.
out from our pocket, whatever, if you're working for the company. Is there an incentive for the company to show it as an asset and not an expenditure? Will they try to do this, you think? Should they try to do this? How will they benefit? Suppose they try to do this.
Um, uh, like they're not showing it, they're showing it as an asset but not an expense, right?
Yes, yes.
So, sir, if they like show it as an expense, so their profit, the net profit would be like very less.
Excellent. So that you're
Would
bang
come out
on.
to be,
You're
yes,
bang
but
on.
but when it just like when you show it as an asset, then your net profit will be increased
Very
because
good.
you're not.
Very good. Excellent. So you've exactly hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what the answer is, right? They always trying to push an expenditure as an asset. They always
So,
try
but
to,
why do they try to do that?
because you gave me the answer. You gave me the answer just now because they're trying to boost up the profits for the year. So what will happen? You see this figure, yeah, will be lower if you don't
Yes,
show it
sir.
as an expenditure. If you show it as an asset, it goes
Yes,
through the
sir.
balance sheet, right? And expenditure
Yes,
will
sir.
only be for the depreciation. That's it.
Yes, sir. Only for the depreciation.
Only for the depreciation. But if it is an expenditure, the entire amount, everything will be here.
Yes, sir. It would be very high.
Yeah. And then the profits will go down.
Yes, sir. It will.
Okay. So companies, when they spend money for advertising,
Yes, sir.
so advertising expenditures, and not only advertising, it was bundled. It was advertising and also promotion, what you call as
Okay,
promotion,
sir.
right? So
Okay, sir.
all marketing stuff which you do, you'll put up road shows, you'll do seminars, you're trying to get more people to buy your products, whatever that might be. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So what they were trying to do is all of this, they were trying to show as assets. What is the definition of an asset? Like we discussed, definition of an asset is something which is expected to give you.
Economic benefits.
Very good. Future,
Future economic benefits. Yes.
yes, economic
That's
benefits.
benefit.
But the most crucial word here is expected. It is expected to give you future economic benefits. Okay. What is the meaning of this word expected now?
Sir, because we don't know whether it
Precisely.
can give or it
Very
cannot.
good. Very good.
It is
So
always a
then,
contrary.
absolutely, Siddharth. So which means how can you how can you term this, how can you define this as an asset? Because you're not sure about this part. Whether it will give you future economic benefits, it might give you. I'm not saying it will not. But as of now, you don't know whether it will give you future economic benefits or not, right? So
Yes,
you
sir.
cannot, they try to always push an expenditure as an asset so
Okay,
that their
sir.
profits get boosted. Simple.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, presently, this COVID is going on. Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah,
So,
sure,
so, so
please.
you basically, yes, so basically you are telling that US company showed
Yes.
advertising and promotion as an asset.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
And so the US follows what is called as GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. Okay. India follows what
Yes.
is called as Indian accounting standards, IAS. Okay. And then in the world,
Okay, sir.
Europe and all follows international financial reporting standards. All these are different, a little different. Okay. So they're all trying to make it team now. So there's something called as harmonization. So to harmonize is to make everything the same, right? Make everything go together. But the rules
Yes, sir.
actually had a bit of flexibility. And this company was trying to, that is why, use the advantages of GAAP to show an expenditure as an asset. So always have this in mind. Companies are always trying to show an expenditure as an asset. For them, that will boost their profits because. Okay, I'll give you one more example. Presently, the COVID is going on. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of companies which are into pharmaceutical companies are there, right? Which are all these companies which are into, which are trying to come up with medicines, antidotes for the COVID, right?
Yes.
So they have to do a lot of research, right? To find out new molecules and then find out a solution for the COVID, right? All companies are in this race to try and find out a medicine for that. Okay, now they're spending a lot of money in research, right? Research involves a lot of spending, because what will happen? Yeah, what will happen in the case of research is they have to have a laboratory, they have to have doctors, they have to have scientists, they have to have people from a background who are into what do you call bioinformatics and all that, right? So all those kind of people who are experts in molecules and all that stuff. Now there's a lot of money which is getting spent here, right? Maybe 1,000 crores has got spent. So now this research expenditure which they're making over the long term, if they're able to find out a solution, so if they're able to find out a solution, what will happen? This will give them a huge revenue stream over a period of time, right? In the future.
Yes, sir.
If some company is able to find out the solution. Now, can I consider this as an asset or an expenditure?
Sir, I mean, like we've read it now, so you can consider it as an asset.
As an asset?
Because
okay.
Yes, sir. Because it is expected, like you can get an.
So Siddharth, that is the whole point. I'm just trying to, I'm intentionally trying to tell you that, see, now out of all the, let's say 1,000 companies which are trying and spending on research, will everyone find a solution, you think?
No, sir.
They'll not.
It is a one in a million chance.
This is again the same thing.
Yes, sir.
You're not sure about this part. That is why this is also only an expenditure as of now.
Yes, sir. As of now, it is an expenditure.
Absolutely. And so typically you'll never hear the word research alone. Okay, you'll always hear R&D, research and development. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So whenever a company has spent money on research and it has come out with a solution, that is when the development begins. If I found out a solution, if I found out a molecule which is going to become an antidote for COVID, okay,
yes, sir.
Then I'll start developing it. How do you develop? Once you know the solution, after that you'll develop. You'll actually come out with a tablet. You'll spend money upon getting it to the market. You'll commercially advertise it. All of that will happen. So that is the development part. Okay, research and development. Once it gets to the development part, then you can consider something as an asset.
Yes, sir.
Till the time it is into the development stage, it is only into research. It is an
expenditure.
But companies will always try to show it as an asset. So this is something which one needs to be. So this goes to the overall framework that we are talking about. Companies are always trying to boost up their profits. So either they'll try to show the revenues as more, or they'll try to show the expenses as less. One way of trying to show that the expenses are less is trying to show some big spending as an asset, not an expenditure.
Okay, sir.
Correct. You're able to follow the logic which I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, sir. But I have one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, like you're talking about these big companies, which has high turnovers.
Sure.
So, sir, they do. Sir, so उनको कोई corporate tax या कुछ ऐसा पे नहीं करना पड़ता?
पे करना पड़ता है उनको. पे करना पड़ता है, पर उनको क्या होता है ना? आप ऐसा सोचिए कि उनको अभी एक कंपनी बहुत बड़ा है ऑलरेडी. लेट्स से हिंदुस्तान लीवर. ओके, या तो HDFC बैंक पकड़ लीजिए. HDFC बैंक. उनको अभी क्या होता है ना, वो स्टेज से अभी पहले निकल चुके हैं जहां कि उनको टैक्स कम दिखा के ना उनको दिखाना है कि कंपनी ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं परफॉर्म कर रही है. उनको ज्यादा फायदा होता है वो अगर दिखाते हैं कि परफॉर्म अच्छा कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैं आपको बोलता हूँ क्या होता है. अच्छा, ये फिर से ना, दिस माइट बी अ लिटिल एडवांस टॉपिक बट स्टिल बिकॉज यू आस्क्ड अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, सो लेट मी आंसर. क्या होता है, मैं अगर मैनेजर हूं अभी, ठीक है, जैसे आपने सुना है MD का पोजीशन, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर. HDFC बैंक का मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर इससे पहले था आदित्य पुरी. ओके, इन्होंने लगभग एकदम शुरू से HDFC बैंक जब इंस्टीट्यूट हुआ था, जब शुरू किया था HDFC बैंक, तभी से इन्होंने रन किया है. अभी रिटायर किए. लास्ट ईयर ही इज रिटायर्ड, दिस गाय. ओके, ही हैज बिल्ट इट अप फ्रॉम अ वेरी स्मॉल कंपनी इनटू दिस humongous big company. It is primarily because of this guy. Okay, He is the
Yes,
MD.
sir.
His designation is that of the MD. Now, अभी कोई भी कंपनी में जब MD वगैरह काम करते हैं ना, the MD is all powerful. He is the person who calls the shots for everything. उनको पूरा पावर दिया गया है बहुत सारी चीजों के लिए, ठीक है. I'll not get into the details, but कोई भी ब्रांच खोलना है, नहीं खोलना है, ये बिजनेस चलाना है, नहीं चलाना है, ठीक है, वो सब इन्हीं का डिसीजन होता है अल्टीमेटली, ठीक है. तो
Yes, sir.
इस बंदे का जो सैलरी होता है ना, इस बंदे को जो पैसा मिलता है, एक तो बहुत बड़ा पैसा मिलता है, दैट इज वन थिंग, ठीक है. बट इसके
Yes.
सैलरी के अंदर कंपोनेंट्स होता है. एक तो होता है फिक्स सैलरी, ओके, और एक होता है बोनस. और
Okay,
आप
sir.
जब इस लेवल में होते हो, एमडी के जैसे लेवल में, which is very, it's a very lofty position, it's a very high position in the hierarchy, okay, तो आपका फिक्स सैलरी से कई गुना ज्यादा होता है आपका बोनस,
Okay, sir.
ठीक है. और ये बोनस डिपेंड करता है आपके कंपनी के परफॉर्मेंस पे. आपका कंपनी अगर बहुत अच्छा करता है, प्रॉफिट ज्यादा होता है कंपनी का, तब आपको उसका एक परसेंटेज मिलेगा.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है. तो मैं ये क्यों डिस्कस कर रहा हूं आपका क्वेश्चन आंसर करने के लिए, कि बड़े कंपनीज को क्या इंसेंटिव होता है दिखाने के लिए कि उनका प्रॉफिट हाई है, लो नहीं है. क्योंकि जो मेन पर्सन है जो चला रहा है, उसको कितना पैसा मिलेगा वो डिपेंड अपॉन कंपनी का परफॉर्मेंस. तो उनको ये दिखाने में बहुत इंसेंटिव है कि कंपनी का परफॉर्मेंस ज्यादा अच्छा है. इनफैक्ट जितना हुआ है उससे भी ज्यादा अच्छा दिखाना है उनको.
Okay, okay, sir.
ठीक है. तो इसीलिए क्या होता है, ये बोनस ताकि ज्यादा हो. और एंड देयर समथिंग कॉल्ड एज ESOPs. आई डोंट नो वेदर यू हैव हर्ड द टर्म. दिस इज
No.
बेसिकली कंपनी की तरफ से शेयर्स मिलता है. कंपनी का शेयर्स तो आपको पता है ना, शेयर्स, स्टॉक्स एंड शेयर्स जो मिलता है,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir. जब कंपनी को प्रॉफिट मिलता है तब मिलता है.
एब्सोल्युटली. तो आपका जैसे HDFC बैंक का फिलहाल मार्केट में जैसे भाव चल रहा है करीबन 1,000 रुपए स्टॉक का, तो ये
Yes,
ये
sir.
स्टॉक्स इनको मुफ्त में मिलता है, या तो कम दाम में मिलता है. मुफ्त में नेसेसरी नहीं है, कम दाम में मिलता है इनको, ठीक है. तो कंपनी जितना अच्छा परफॉर्म करेगी, उसका शेयर प्राइस भी उतना ही ज्यादा बढ़ेगा.
Yes,
ठीक है.
sir. That is right.
तो उनको जो स्टॉक्स उनके पास है वो भी ज्यादा एप्रिशिएट होगा, वैल्यू इंक्रीज करेगा वैल्यू. तो उनको बोनस के लिए भी
Yes,
फायदा
sir.
है, प्रॉफिट ज्यादा दिखा के. ESOPs के लिए भी फायदा है. और मैं बोलता हूँ ये सब
Okay,
पोजीशन
sir.
में, ये सब पोजीशन में, जैसे वैसे एग्जांपल के लिए आदित्य पुरी को अगर टोटल जैसे 100 करोड़ मिलता है ना पैसा साल का, वैसे ही बोलो एग्जांपल, तो उसमें से फिक्स करीबन 40 ही होगा. बाकी पूरा डिपेंड करता है कंपनी के परफॉर्मेंस पे.
Okay, sir.
तो इसीलिए उनको बहुत इंसेंटिव है दिखाने के लिए कि प्रॉफिट्स ज्यादा है. पर जो छोटे मोटे कंपनी होते हैं ना, लोकल कंपनी हो गया, लोकल ब्रांड, उनको क्या होता है ना, उनको दिखाना होता है कि क्योंकि वो खुद ही का पैसा लगाते हैं. ये सब कंपनी में अभी, दिस इज अ पब्लिक कंपनी, राइट, दिस इज नॉट अ प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी. तो पब्लिक कंपनीज में क्या होता है, आपका इनका खुद का पैसा नहीं लगा है, पैसा लोगों का लगा है, लोगों का पैसा लगा है. तो इनको टैक्स भरने में कुछ हर्ज, क्या बोलते हैं, ही डजंट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद पेइंग टैक्सेस.
Okay, sir.
He needs to show his profits is more. That is his sole and whole aim, is to show the profits is more.
Okay, sir.
Following?
Yes, sir. I'm clear now.
Very good, very good. ठीक है. ये this is one. There might be other reasons also, but I'm just trying to give you one or two reasons for that. Siddharth,
Yes,
you
sir.
have to
I
give me a
can see
minute.
your
Just excuse me
perspective.
for a minute. I'll be back. Yeah.
Sir,
Okay.
I have.
So we discuss about, and this is just one way of showing your expenses as less. There might be many other ways. There are, not might be, there are a lot of other ways to do this. But I've given you just a very typical example where
Okay,
a
sir.
company is always trying to show some money which they've spent. As I've spent it for 10 years, I'll get the benefit for 10 years. I haven't spent it only for now, so that their profits are boosted. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
let's also check one more example where they're trying to boost up their revenues. Okay. Have you heard
Okay,
of
sir.
the term revenue recognition by any chance?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. So revenue recognition is basically, so when can you consider something as a revenue? We all know that. Suppose I'm into car dealership, like we discussed, then I'll sell a car. When I get the money, I'll record that as a revenue. Correct? That is the
Yes,
most
sir.
basic way of doing it. When you get the money, you do that. But revenue recognition typically can have tweaks to it, can have at times it is difficult to make out whether it's a revenue or not. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so like we discussed, you remember the example wherein you told me yourself that this is not a revenue, this is a liability as of now. You remember
Yes, sir.
the example where we discussed there was bundling of products. Infosys, which is giving a software solution to banks like ICICI and HDFC, it gives a
Yes, sir.
software, plus it also looks after the maintenance, and which is a contract for a long-term period, right?
Yes, sir.
So
And the
then,
services are yet to be provided.
absolutely, excellent. And the services are yet to be provided as of now. So that was a typical example where a company will try to record that as a revenue. They'll say
Okay,
this is a
sir.
revenue for us for this year.
Yes,
But
sir.
the auditor has to be smart enough to realize that this is not revenue as of now. You cannot recognize means to put it in the books. When
Okay,
can you
sir.
consider revenue as revenue? Basically that, in very lay terms, in very simple kind of terms, when can you consider that as actually revenue which can be put in the book? Okay, sticking to the same theme, where I'm saying companies either try to show the expenses as lower or try to show their revenues as higher so that they are able to show their profits as higher. So sorry about this writing. So, okay. So the same thing, okay? We're trying to, okay. So one way, revenue recognition, like we discussed, they're always trying to show that the revenue is a little higher than what it is. Suppose you've seen all of these, you know what is FMCG, fast moving consumer goods? Like all the grocery stuff which we buy, toothpaste, shaving creams, food items, all of that. We go to a local kirana wala दुकान हम लोग जाते हैं ना खरीदने के लिए महीने का सामान जो
Yes, sir.
ठीक है तो
Yes, sir.
वो सबको फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड्स बोलते हैं वैसे हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर
Yes.
वगैरह जो भी सेल करते हैं मैगी हो गया yippee नूडल्स हो गया एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ आपको वैसे ठीक है टूथपेस्ट हो गया क्रीम हो गया जो भी हम लोग किराने की दुकान से लाते हैं ना ऑल ऑफ दैट स्टफ ओके नाउ थिंक अबाउट इट suppose I'm a company like a Britannia. You've heard about Britannia biscuits?
Yes,
You
sir.
must have heard. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Britannia company is actually a company which is into fast moving consumer goods. All of this stuff. It has biscuits, but it has a lot of other products also. This one maybe. So Britannia company, when it is trying to sell its products, how does Britannia sell? This is the company, suppose. Okay. Britannia
Yes,
will send its products to wholesalers, right?
Yes, sir.
Dealers. Britannia sends it to thousands of dealers. This is dealer 1, dealer 2, dealer 1,000. So from the company, it will send goods to all of these dealers. And then the dealers will sell it to retailers. All the kirana shops and all which we see, right? Retailer 1, retailer 2 goes on. You've understood what I'm trying to tell you, right? All of these. Then there's this, all of these retailers. Retailer N minus 1, whatever. Now for Britannia, if they're trying to show their revenue as higher, okay, one way for them to do that will be, Britannia they have a long-term relation with all these dealers, right? Typically, all of these dealers will be dealing with the company for very long. Let's say they have been dealing with the company for the last 10 years, 20 years like that. So the Britannia company will tell all these dealers that for this year, our profits are not great as of now. So can you do this thing? I'll send you my stuff. I'll send you my products.
Okay, sir.
Even if you're not able to sell to your retailer, just keep my inventory. Just keep this. I'm making a bill.
Yes, sir.
I'm making a bill. I'll show that I've sent it to dealer 1. As Britannia, I've sent my goods to dealer 1 and I've raised a bill against them for, let's say, 5 crore rupees.
Okay, sir.
The dealer doesn't want it. He says, sir, nahi chahiye. Nahi hoga abhi, utna hai, pehle se maal hai दुकान में, और I don't want more. ये बोलेंगे अरे यार इतना साल से बिजनेस कर रहे हो मेरे साथ में, आप इतना सा हेल्प नहीं कर सकते, आप थोड़ा रख लो ना सामान, क्या हो जाएगा? आप सेल नहीं कर सकते हो तो रख लो कुछ दिन के लिए, अगली बार सामान, अभी तो क्या फरवरी का महीना चल रहा है, अगले बार मैं आपको 3 महीने के लिए सामान नहीं देता, आप यही से चलाओ काम. ठीक है, फिलहाल के लिए. Why are they trying to do that is because the moment they are able to send it to the dealers, they're trying to show it as a revenue, right?
Yes, sir.
आपने बेच दिया डीलर को. The moment you sold it to the dealer, you can show it in the books as revenue.
Yes, sir, we can. And
Yes.
then
So,
boost
so
up their
it goes back to
profits.
the same thing. They're trying to boost up their revenues. And this typical way of doing it is called as channel stuffing.
Channel
Channel,
stuff.
yeah, stuffing. STUFFING. ये कोई आपका कोर्स का
Oh,
पार्ट नहीं है. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू जनरल ज्ञान सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ थिंग्स हैपन इन द रियल वर्ल्ड. ओके, तो
yes,
ये लोग
sir.
क्या करते हैं? चैनल स्टफिंग करते हैं. चैनल मतलब ये चैनल, कौन सा चैनल? डीलर, रिटेलर, ये चैनल हो गया ना, जहां से आप बेचते हो
Yes, sir.
आपका सामान.
Yes, sir.
और दिस इज चैनल स्टफ करना मतलब भरना. तो your जोर जबरदस्ती, in spite of them not wanting it, you're trying to push it down their throat कि अभी ले लो फिलहाल के लिए, क्योंकि हमको अपना रेवेन्यू बूस्ट करना है. ये सब क्यों हो रहा है पूरा? क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली जो सबसे ऊपर बैठा हुआ है उसको अपना बोनस लेना है.
Yes, sir.
He has to show that the revenues are high. Why the revenues are high? Because if the revenues are high, then the profits will be high.
Hi.
Same thing.
और फिर उसको सैलरी भी मतलब बोनस भी ज्यादा मिलेगा.
अल्टीमेटली वही है. तो why I'm giving you
Yes.
this broader picture, Siddharth, is because see, one way of learning accounts is just knowing journal entry. ये है, ये होता है, account debit, cash debit हो गया, ये credit हो गया. But क्यों ये सब जानना है? Ultimately जाके कहाँ जाके ये सब यूज होता है? That is what one needs to know. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
तो अल्टीमेटली यही है, कुछ नहीं है. दे ऑलवेज ट्राइंग टू बूस्ट देयर प्रॉफिट्स और सम वे और द अदर ट्राइंग टू शो देयर एसेट्स इज मोर देन व्हाट दे आर. आप एक कंपनी हो, आपके बैलेंस शीट में होता है एसेट्स. दिस इज द बैलेंस शीट. लेट्स से यू हैव योर एसेट्स एंड यू हैव योर लायबिलिटीज. ठीक है, लायबिलिटीज हो गया, एसेट्स हो गए. यू ऑलवेज ट्राइंग टू शो योर एसेट्स इज मोर एंड योर लायबिलिटीज इज लेस. व्हाई? क्योंकि मेरा बैलेंस शीट, अगर जैसे कि आप चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स की जुबानी सुनोगे, वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं टिपिकली? हमको अपना बुक बड़ा करना है. बुक बड़ा करना है मतलब योर टोटल एसेट्स नीड टू गो अप, बिकॉज हाउ विल दैट हेल्प? एंड यू विल टेल मी कि एसेट्स ज्यादा होगा तो लायबिलिटीज भी तो होगा, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इट बैलेंसेस, राइट?
Yes, sir.
It balances, but in the balancing there's a E, which is equity.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we will not get into that now, but okay, that's a
Sir,
long topic again. Huh.
Yes, sir. I know equity.
Yeah, no. I'm quite sure you know equity. What I'm trying to tell you is
Yes.
this is a big topic. I mean, in the sense, a person can spend his entire life in this, so don't worry. Only in this.
Yes, sir.
So anyhow, so asset, they're always trying to boost their assets, because what happens is when have you heard about financial analysts, people who try to value a company? There are people.
No, sir.
Yeah, there are people who are looking at balance sheets and financial statements of a company and trying to make out how much should another company pay to buy this company. Let's say if someone wants to buy a local company in Himachal tomorrow, okay, not tomorrow, sorry, in the future. So these valuers, what they do, they'll try to find out how much should be the price which another person should pay for this company. That is called as valuation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the
Yes,
valuation for a company would depend upon this also. Apart from a lot of other things, it also depends upon what is your asset base. Is the asset base big? The bigger the better. The bigger the asset base, a bigger company you are. Okay, so they also try to boost their assets all the time. Like we gave the example of something which is
Yes,
actually an expenditure, they're trying to show as an asset, right? We
Yes,
were
sir.
talking about research spendings, we were talking about advertisement and promotional spendings, which companies try to show as a asset, whereas it is actually, till the time you're
Yes.
sure about getting benefits in the future, it has to be only an expenditure. But they try to show it as an asset.
Yes, sir.
Unko, it is like killing two birds with one stone. One, you're decreasing your expenditure by not showing it as an expenditure. One, you're showing your assets as higher. Both the things. One
Yes,
stroke
sir.
of
That's
genius,
right.
you're doing both. ठीक है? Okay, Siddharth.